Let's start with Hacker Replay this week. For submissions, we had 176. Actually, okay, add in an extra 30 of people who submitted it wrong. It was about 200 submissions in the last week, which is up from, I think we had like 140 last week. And before we get into those submissions, I do want to let you guys know about the Twitch drops that are starting today on my Twitch channel. All you need to do is watch my Twitch channel for 3 hours over the next 2 weeks, and you'll get this free skin in-game. And once the drops are over, this skin will never be available again, so make sure to go watch now. And if you want to give me a thanks for getting you guys that skin, just sub to the Twitch channel using your Prime. It's free. So for the first match today, we have Pencil number 2, who's accusing Quaint Jewel and Red Nest. This is a champ lobby. I don't know if you saw that. I'll quickly restart it. I think it was like 6 people in the lobby had champ backgrounds. 7 people are champs, minimum, in this lobby. And they accused Quaint and Red Nest. Let's see what they end up doing. In a full champ lobby, I'm going to have to assume that this is probably majority cheaters, because that is what rank has become. Definitely seems like he's cheating with how he is constantly pre-firing. Also, I don't know what is going on with the sound. I don't know why I can hear everyone doing everything. He dies. Let's go look at Red Nest. This is the other accused player. I think he's running in slow motion. Why do you put the shield on his back to do this? I assume... Okay. So I assume he's cheating because of the Quaint Jewel guy. But I think this actually might be more people than what was reported. I think they might be a 5-stack. And I think they're intentionally lowering their stats. Yeah, they're just running at him and dying. So I think they're intentionally lowering their stats so they don't get caught. That would involve running at them so they die, so their KD is lower, which also reduces like headshot rating and stuff. Actually, yeah, it doesn't, because you need just normal kills to reduce headshot rating. And it also makes them think like, oh, these guys are just trash and they just ran right at me. I think this might be a 5-stack. Oh, we got more champ backgrounds now. I feel like I should also watch Tall Helmet. We'll go back to Ash for a second because I think she tracks someone here. Yeah. How did she know? And then Blue Fang gets 3 kills. Again, these people weren't accused, but I do think that this is very likely a 5-stack of cheaters. It's like they don't ever seem concerned about anything. And he somehow knew that Aruni was just sitting in the middle of the room. He didn't look at the door, he just looked right at the Aruni. He doesn't seem to understand the fire, maybe? I don't know. Here he obviously can see the person because he's outside. I think this is a 5-stack. I will find the match and we'll see. Okay, so these are all their names. So Puffco, Patriot, Vision, Aureus, and UB Melly. Oh, Puffco, Patriot. UB Melly, Sierra Bunch. He's played with a ton of cheaters, obviously, as well. I guess one way we can easily check is, let's go to his account, JLY. His win rate is 30%? Oh, no, his win rate is 96%. I don't know, wait, why does it show different stats? 90% last season, 96% this season. Now it shows 96. Okay, I think it was just bugged? He plays with a ton of cheaters. He has a 96% win rate. I could be wrong. I feel like a 96% win rate is high enough that that should get flagged by the system, right? Does anyone win 96% of their matches? Let's look at the top leaderboards right now. This is the #1 PC player, 95.4. He wins 96% of his matches. Also, I don't even know if this is this a cheater? Is this a legit player? He looks more legit since he only has one banned person on his friends list or played with. Okay, so then that's a hard one. Because can we expect the system to ban them for such a high win rate if that is apparently a normal one? That's also, those are Australian servers, which, no offense to these guys, Australian servers are significantly easier than North America or Europe, only because there's not enough people. So I've heard that you can play against some real stinkers. I don't know how true that is, but that is what I've heard. So I guess we can't be upset that they haven't banned these cheaters yet, because it is possible to have that high of a win rate. 92%. 92% as well. 92%. So I was gonna go into a full monologue about how stat bans aren't working because they're not banning people with a 96% win rate, but like, it honestly kind of looks like most of the top players have that high of a win rate. 96.5. This guy's even higher. I guess we can't be upset. We can't be upset that they're not banning people who look to be obviously cheating. Let me just check real quick. Matches. So they won on Consa together. Aureus, Vision, UB. Yeah, okay. So they're a 5 stack of. Oh. Maybe they're not 5 stack. JOY, Puffco, UB Melee, Aureus. So they got 3 matches together. And then he swapped to other people. Angled word about. Okay. So he. What's crazy is like the JLY guy who's Quaint Jewel is, in my opinion, very blatant when he's cheating. But in all these matches, he has low KDs. The stats aren't actually that crazy, but I think it's pretty obvious to say he is cheating. Yeah, he just tried to pre-fire this guy. Like, he didn't even see him. Like, look at this. So, Ash shoots. That's fine. He goes to hold the angle because Ash isn't there. And Ash, before she's even visible, he pre-fires. She is shooting, to be fair. But he is playing this based off of what he sees through the wall. So he just shot at head level standing. And as she's walking away, he's pushing up on the window. I think it's fairly obvious that he's cheating. And especially since he played with like 15 cheaters and he has Glacier and everything. Because yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, no. He's got to be cheating. Level 931. Did not come from console, apparently. But only played these 2 seasons. Definitely cheating. Definitely part of a cheater stack. Don't know how he's not banned, but also, like, if it's an... They can't go off win rate because 96% apparently is fairly common in the top rank, so... Okay, first match, 5 stack of cheaters. At least from the looks of it. I guess it's possible they're not 5 stack, but they did get into the same lobby together 4 times in a row. And then he left and went and played with another group, so... I think it's a 5 stack. Okay, we have the next match, which is Nighthaven Labs. In this match, we have Sarasinia, who's accusing Shifty Babe 123. Worst case scenario, there are so many cheaters that teams full of them aren't the rarest coincidence. That is, you're not wrong. Unfortunately, could easily happen. With him being AFK like that, after shooting a wall twice, makes me feel like he probably is cheating. But we're just going on vibes. So he happened to hit the cap can. Could have chalked it up to coincidence. And then here... Oh, actually, Alibi, her arm did become visible for a fraction of a second. We can't deny the possibility that he could have just seen them. I want to know what lobby we're in, though, that they are not reinforcing IT wall. In ranked, by the way. He does look away as soon as Alibi walks away. Doesn't seem too concerned. He's not droning at all. We're shooting default cams. We're going to assume that that camera has already been shot. It just doesn't show in the replay. Cameras not showing up in replay are pretty common. Or showing up in replay even though they've been shot are common. I don't think he could see that guy or the prone guy that he seemed to have looked at. I think he knows, but he's trying not to be obvious. That one you'd be able to see. He also has Racer on the R4C and then a blank attachment skin, which makes me feel like he probably is cheating because he probably has an unlock all. If he does have walls, the fact that that just took him, I think, 4 attempts is pretty sad. In no world should you have walls and take that long to kill someone. You're telling me this guy is cheating? I believe it, but like, what did I just watch? I'm sure you guys all noticed that where the Ash looked right at the Kapkan through the wall, saw this as an opportunity to go push the other defender because he looks at him here, he's following through the wall, and he's like, oh, he's out of there, time to run in. I also didn't realize how little time he had, so he was panicking hard. And then just gets knifed. Let the man keep it. He might deserve to keep his cheats if he's that bad. This could be a rare case of we're gonna let them keep the cheats because they absolutely need it. It looked like he already was aware that the Rook was there. Also, okay, so let's just say for the sake of argument that he's not cheating, okay? Well, we're fairly confident he is, but let's just say he's not cheating. He goes on his drone, he sees Rook, he pings where Rook is, he gets off the camera, he doesn't pre-fire where the dot is, or the ping is. He pre-fires, like, over here, and then he peeks again, and then shoots, like, randomly over here. So that's how a lot of cheaters try to pretend like they're not cheating. They'll ping and then swing and shoot at the wrong place. In their mind, they're like, oh, I look just like a normal player because I'm just pre-firing. But no, that looks so, in my opinion, obviously fake. Because if you were a legit player, why would you not just pre-fire like crazy there to kill the Rook on the little vase spot? He also, his sensitivity is way too high. You guys can see, like, every time he moves, he is over, like, correcting it. So, yeah, I think we can rule for sure that he is cheating. I think there's been more than enough proof, right? Like, none of this looks legit. I'm sure if we look at his stats, he also looks so lost, but I'm sure if we look at his stats, we'll see suspicious stats going on. What is his name again? Shifty Babe 123. Looks like, oh, level 71. Only a 48% headshot, which I think is slightly higher than me, but very low for a cheater. And then a 1.4 KD. No ranked this season. He averages like a 70% headshot rating now. I just want to know if he's playing with anyone. I don't think he is. At least not in these matches. Yeah. Actually, he plays with the GABA guy. I feel like I have enough proof, right? Like, do I need to keep watching? Maybe I could go to last round and just see what he does. Oh, the cheater team actually ends up losing. They managed to walk into site and plant while Shifty Babe is upstairs doing God knows what he was trying to do. That looked actually more legit. But I think he has to be cheating. With how he's been playing and how he's been running around, he has to be cheating. He did look at the person through the ceiling, but maybe that was coincidence. Okay, you would be able to hear a shield, but maybe not perfectly enough to see for him. Right there. He's not at all concerned about the window. He's just concerned about the people coming over here. He just got 3 more kills, so we should have hopefully some for sure proof. I think it's for sure that he is cheating, but I just want to make sure that I'm not calling it too early. With him, like, you would be able to hear Ash running, but with him basically like following her through the wall, I think it has to be. That looked like a fake version of trying to quick peek. It didn't look like he was actually quick peeking. It looked like he was just... And then he walks around here like this. He's just spinning around. Sure, they're getting pinged by the alibi, but he spins around so much. And now he's following the Ash. The Ash is outside. He's not concerned at all about her being in a spot. Like, she could have been on the stairs. She could have been on the roof. She could have been waiting for him to run out. But he's just pushing, like... Yeah, nah. He's got to be walling. You just line him up perfectly and then shot at a hard wall. I'll watch this again just to make sure. The rewind made it look less suspicious. So no, there he hit this wall, but the first time he actually saw him. He has got to be cheating. I'll say it. And I think he does a lot of these fake quick peeks. I think he's got to be cheating. He did say in the file that his headshot percentage was like near 100 or 100. 81 is high for 11, but it's not impossible. And a lot of them are more normal, like 68 or 76. I still think he's cheating. I don't think he's cheating for specifically what the person called him out for. I just think he's walling. Let's go to the next match on Oregon. In this match, we have Velox, who's accusing Squintant. Oh wait, whose name in game is Stylish Ninja. He did put the right submission. We've been getting a lot of people accusing the other person. Basically, whoever is in the first slot for orange or first slot for blue is the submitter, which is how I tell when people are submitting themselves. He did nothing in the first round. Just died. Using Warden cheating, no questions. Normally I would agree with you, but I do think a lot more cheaters now are going... who was it? They were playing a lot of Doc, a lot of Goyo. That probably was just because of ACOGs, though. This is a very quick round. It's going to be over in about 45 seconds. And he gets 2 kills. I hate when people do that, when people just shoot all the paintings and stuff. Like, why? feel like it adds nothing. He's waiting for the 2 people who are coming from small tower side. You'd be able to hear this drone, and they obviously know he's in here. Oh, okay. Yeah, he made it obvious there, but at first I was like, man, this is a smart play to like C4 the wall when you think you're gonna get pushed from both sides. No, he's walling. What I want to know is how's he walling and then losing these gunfights. I guess walling can't win you a quick peek contest. The cheater does end up winning. He's currently 8-5. I'm sure he's about to go crazy in this round. He kills 3 people right away. I'm assuming just full on, yeah, blatant aimbot. Not even trying to hide it anymore. This is a bold move from the defending team to not reinforce everything when you're facing a blatant aimbotter. Also, am I crazy? But when he's being blamed like this, does he not seem almost more like a bot than before? And I know it's because it's aimbot, like it's very robotic, but I feel like normally when people turn on their cheats, they look almost more fluid because they know where to aim, know where to go, but he seems almost more lost. At least more lost than before. And he ran to 3 different Capcan traps and died. And you could see them. So he clearly has the cheats that don't tell him where gadgets are. He's got the cheap cheats, the poor cheats. That was the 3rd Capcan trap that he saw that he ran into. Imagine being poor and not being able to afford the good cheats that will warn you about gadgets. He's actually, for the most part, a solo queuing cheater. He very rarely plays with people because these are maybe just people he happened to get into matches with and not necessarily people he's queuing with. Because a lot of 3 matches, 6 matches, that's it. His stats seem to reflect that of a cheater. 100% headshot rating in a lot of games. A lot of games where he pops off. His KD for the day was 1.6 with a 71% headshot rating. But at the beginning, he looked like he was doing kind of shit. So maybe he might have actually only just got cheats for September 13th, like that day. Because if we look at his history before that, he was constantly going negative. But the new season he started, and he was negative every single match. And then just this one day he started. Okay, no. So he got cheats for the 13th. Wouldn't surprise me if he was cheating last season, though, because he got diamond. There's no way he gets diamond and then he's a bot the next season. But it looks like he only is getting cheats when he can afford it. So he's probably poor. So everyone laugh at him for being poor. Like, imagine if you're going to cheat, you might as well go all out. Like, if you're going to cheat, you might as well pay for the best cheats and just use them all the time. But he's too poor. He can't afford to use those really good cheats. He has to get the cheap ones. If Ubisoft implemented, let's say, the best anti-cheat there is on the planet, because Siege is so complex, do you think a lot of cheaters will still sneak past the detection if most of them start being more subtle, like aimbot aiming versus for the waist, for example, and so on? So, let's just say, for the sake of the argument, that sure, Ubisoft could implement the best anti-cheat, which is probably Vanguard. Let's say they somehow managed to get it into the game. Yes, I think cheaters would still sneak by, only because even if they get it in the game, it doesn't mean that it's going to be stable, because Siege is a very old game with a lot of very unstable code. So I think cheaters would still be able to sneak past, and then they would overall patch it over time, and then eventually it would be good. But at the beginning, it would be very rough. Anyways, next match. In this match, we have SlavDan28, who is accusing ... cramps. A true feminist. Ooh. As the boss G on Dokkaebi. If they are cheating, that is quite the weapon choice. A lot of cheaters prosper from having a lot of ammo, because then they can just spray and spray and spray until the person peeks and dies, because they know exactly where they are. The boss G would be a very bad choice, I think, for a lot of cheaters. He's hollow feet. He's got a foot fetish. I could have seen it wrong, but I feel like he didn't really check the room, right? I guess he kind of did, because the drone was up high, so it would have seen everything. That's good enough. He checked it enough. That did look weird. Looked like he hopped on the drone and just floated for a bit. The fact that someone is on arcade stairs, and I would hope that the team would have called it out, but he doesn't seem to know where they are, is a little confusing. I guess that actually would prove him more innocent, because he's not just looking right at the lesion, he's looking around. Oh. That is not displaying properly. I was about to say, this guy is cheating like crazy, but there is a hole there, it's just not showing. I think. Since Mozzie literally walked through that wall. I wish I could see what the destruction's supposed to look like, because I just see him staring at a wall. Mozzie phased through. I mean, that could have been the new Mozzie buff. I wasn't paying attention to the patch notes. And then he dies from a long angle. Okay, so far, what I've seen does not look like cheating. We might have our first innocent match of the day. Because it looked like he was just droning everything out, trying to check everything he can. And instead of like just running in and knowing where people are, it looks like he is taking it slower. Now, it did look a little weird because it looked like he knew that the Kaid was there, but maybe he just heard him. Or maybe it was just like, I'm going to just check the whole rafters just in case. This one, he doesn't seem to know that Doc is here. He's looking the wrong way. Okay. I don't think he's cheating. If you sent Ubisoft a clip of that with a report, do you think they will believe that what we saw in the replay, shooting Mozzie through a wall? Yeah, so that is an issue. A lot of people do make reports that look like cheating, but they're not. That's a pretty rare one where, you know, it looks like he's just tracking him through the wall. But I would hope that most people who have the ability to report wouldn't just report blindly and not look into it. Like there, I know with my experience, I know that the replay is just buggy and it shows that the wall is like whole when it's not. Other people might not know that, so that would suck. But I would hope that Ubisoft would like ask for more proof, or be like, can we see a longer context clip to make sure that he didn't just have a bug happen. That's why whenever I do report people, I know it can seem excessive on stream where I'm like, I need clips of everything. It's because I want to make sure that I have multiple points of proof, or like, you know, based off how I experience it, I know for a fact that they're cheating. Versus something like this, I will always look over a million times as well and be like, okay, is this a bug? Is this cheating? So we actually did have someone just the other day, he came into my chat and he said that I made him the subject of one of my videos and that he wasn't cheating. Because I said that in the video that he had a recoil cheat. He's like, no, that was just a recoil bug in the replay. I'm like, a recoil bug does not consistently happen in the replay for one person. And usually when I accuse someone of recoil cheating, I'll check other people to see if they also have that bug happen. And if none of them have the bug happen, then they're cheating. Like, I try to put in a decent amount of work to make sure we have every bit of proof we need. And that's not just some bug. This guy is very slowly sneaking across the other side of the map, even though his entire team is dying. And also, they did clear out this side of the map, so he should have been able to just walk in. I guess he cleared it until his teammates died. That looks like normal shooting and just bad recoil control, which is more normal. Assume he would have been able to hear the orcs. And he dies. I think that was fun. Again, I don't think he's cheating. I think he's just playing to play. Actually, I could check why they reported him. He didn't do too well, but he got a kill on me, which I found sus, and a kill in round 1, which teammate questioned as well. So he doesn't say what round he kills Slavdan. So I don't know if we might have already seen it. But he says a kill in round 1, which was the kill in the Mozzie. But the Mozzie wouldn't question being like, how did he know? How did he whatever? Like, or shooting through the wall, because on his end, like, he just went through the wall. There's a giant hole there. He knows there's a giant hole there. The only thing I could think of is that maybe Mozzie was like, how did he know that I was just on rafters? But he saw him on a drone. I have to pay attention if, actually, he dies pretty early here. So this is the one downside of how bad cheaters have been in Siege. And this is, I've said this a lot, I do think that there is a huge issue of over-reporting and over-questioning, where everyone just assumes everyone's cheating because of cheaters. Like, even if cheaters only take up like 5% of the player base, people think it's way worse because they're just like, everyone's cheating, and they just assume the worst. I think that might be one of these cases, because he is 2-4 and he is not doing well. He never seems to know where anyone is. He gets one kill at the very end onto Slavdan, so apparently this one might be the suspicious one. Over-reporting is a problem, but the fact is it comes to that because of cheaters, you can't really blame people. I mean, I can. I've mentioned it before. Priest used to do it a lot, where he would report every single person who he thought was the slightest bit suspicious, even if it was just because they killed him. And he said he would do it because he's like, I'll let Ubisoft figure it out. I'll report them, and if they turn out to be cheating, cool. If not, doesn't matter. But over-reporting is a problem, because if you report everyone who kills you, then how is support supposed to go through all the actual cases? Because there's a million cases now when there should only be like 10,000. Over-reporting is bad. It's the same thing with like the police. If you were to report every single person you're suspicious of for doing anything possibly illegal, then it's just going to clog the system. That I can understand looks a little bit suspicious. So this is kind of weird to see because the zombie isn't showing properly. But so he swings here, he hits Ash. He probably sees the Ash going from left to right. So it looks like he's tracking Ash here, but I think he's just aiming at that right side and ready. Because again, he was 2-3 up until that point. Now he's 3-3, I think, right? So I think he just got lucky there, and I can understand why they would consider that maybe a bit suspicious, but I don't think it was. And then he gets a kill at the very end. Classic, what looks like console lobbies. Coming up and knifing to ask for a heal. That looked like a reaction. I don't think they're cheating. If I see them above like Emerald, I'll say something's off. But from what I saw, they don't look like a cheater. They just look like a lower rank player. He got banned for cheating. What? Match canceled for anti-cheat. This was... He got banned in the next match. He only has a... Like, 1 out of his 8 kills was a headshot in the previous match. His stats aren't that high. He's never played with a cheater before. He's stuck in bronze with a high KD, but that's not that hard to do if you're just better, but the system won't let you rank up because of how rank 2.0 works. I don't think he was cheating. And people in chat are saying because of mass reports, but I don't think having a lobby of people would ban him, because like us content creators have definitely had people accuse us of cheating and then the entire enemy team reports us just in case and we still don't get banned. It happens to other people too. Like I'll report, and all of us will report someone on the enemy team for blatantly aimbotting and they don't get banned. We have to manually report them through Ubisoft. So I don't think he got banned for that. That is crazy though. I can't tell if he actually is cheating and I just could not figure it out, or if this is a mistake on Ubisoft's part. I think in everything we saw, nothing was that suspicious except for that one kill onto the reporter. But even then, that wasn't that bad. We could even... Here. We'll go back and watch what it looked like with the actual zombie there. Unless he downloaded cheats after that match that Ubisoft then detected. I mean, that is possible. Maybe he did download cheats after the fact, but... What are the odds that he would get caught in the first match? It would have to be cheats that were already easily detectable by Ubisoft. But I doubt he would, like... Because didn't they win this match? Or did he lose? They won. Like, why would he win this match and then download cheats? And, like, none of his stats are crazy. I guess his KD's a little high, but again, he's in bronze. And, like, these are actually bronze, silver lobbies. Okay, so he backs up here, and this is the interaction he had earlier that I believe he was reported for. So he's quick peeking, he's looking around, he sees him. He sees him on the left, he hits him. I think he saw him move to the right there, and then he just shoots him. I can understand how that looks suspicious, but I don't think he's cheating. Could it potentially be one of those reporting as a connection told them to ban this guy? So, I mean, as someone who has a connection, if I submitted that proof, they would have been like, no, we're not banning him. That's not proof. Like, you are required to submit very, very evident proof of, like, locking on, aimbotting, having crazy high stats, something like that. Like, you can't just be like, oh, that one looked a little odd. They will not ban for something like that. You have to have actual full proof. Also, just to answer this, because it gets asked every time, someone says, can't they just hardware ID or IP bans? IP bans are the equivalent of, I use this example every time, if you run a convenience store and someone with a red shirt walks in and steals a candy bar and walks out, that'd be like, instead of banning that person, you ban everyone from wearing red t-shirts. Now that same guy can come back and steal another chocolate bar and he'll just wear a blue t-shirt next time. That's what an IP ban is equivalent to. A hardware ID ban is a bit more. It'd be like, okay, this guy's like 5'2", Caucasian, blonde hair, blah, blah. You'd be like, ban exactly those features. But you could still easily be like, okay, I'm just going to dye my hair black and then we're good. So neither of them are actual good, 100% foolproof methods. Next match is Villa. Can you ask what might have got the account banned? Maybe it was banned for lots of reports. I mean, I could ask. I would never, like, for that specific match, I would never be like, hey, can you unban him? Because that's not proof. Like, maybe just that one match was the only match where he didn't cheat. Or maybe he did download cheats that are flagged by the system and he got banned right after. There's a lot of possibilities, so I'll never ask for them to unban someone like that. But maybe I'll quickly send them a message and be like, hey, can you tell me, like, what flagged the account? I don't know if they can share that with me, but usually whenever I ask, if it's just for information so I don't, you know, post a video being like, what the fuck is going on? They'll be happy to provide that. So, yeah, I'll ask. We'll see. Sorry, in this match we have Badge Number, who's accusing Xenial Ocean. And apparently he is boosting Real Benny. This is the reason development companies are pushing for secure boot and kernel level anti-cheat, because it's near impossible to spoof those keys. Sadly, I do not agree with this method due to the escalation of privileges to my machine for companies. Yeah. I mean, I've said since day one that I'm very much against kernel level anti-cheat, but I have to adapt. We're moving into a world where every new FPS is going to have that, and I just have to accept it. I think I would maybe rather just deal with cheaters than that, but cheaters are really bad and it is making the game unplayable, so maybe I'd rather the anti-cheat. I don't know. As far as, like, I need it for my job as well, so don't want the game to be dead. I think this guy is walling just based off how he's acting with the Flores. Seems like very bot-like movement. He moved his aim just as he was about to peek. I think he's walling. Can't tell if they already are suspecting him of cheating, which is why they have a double shield set up here. Or if they're just playing shields, but he does seem to be very well in the know of where they're coming from or where they're looking. Like, he was looking at them through the wall. Yeah, he's definitely walling. There is a Valcam in there that is pinging them, giving them some information, but I think it was obvious enough when he was aiming at them through the wall. And he's very easily tunnel visioned on them. Actually, I let that skip around, but he might have something here still. Fast reaction time. Not impossible, but very fast reaction time. With, like, really good reaction time with really bad aim, which makes me assume it has to be walls. I do fully understand why people don't want kernel level anti-cheat, but for me, I would happily have it over cheaters in every single game you play. It all depends, though, because, like, obviously, in my situation, I have more to hide. I'm a content creator. I don't want my information out there. But for everyone else, obviously, it's like, who cares? I'm more curious how people feel. Okay, this guy's very clearly walling now, as he is just tracking wherever he goes and pre-firing. I'd be more curious to see how the average person feels about the laws that companies are or countries are looking to implement, where you have to register with your government-issued ID before you can play a game online. I'm like, that seems even crazier for privacy. And I don't know if I would ever trust any company to hold on to my government ID in their system. Ages FPS is the real name of this player, by the way. Just champ immediately with no prior history, really. A little bit of a history. He was bronze, played a little bit each season, got up to plat, came back after 2-year break and was champ immediately. He was queued, I think, yeah, with Real Benny Zed. And he has played with cheaters before. He's definitely cheating. What's crazy is it looks like how often he loses with these cheats. Like, I would assume with someone with these walls would be winning a lot more, but it does not look like he is. And some days he has a negative win-loss. Yeah, definitely cheating. Alright, last game of the stream, or of the hacker replay portion. Here we have DJ2498, who's accusing Quiet Leaf. That was weird. Speaking of weird, someone mentioned this the other day. Have you guys noticed Finka's new gadget icon? So you can see it in the bottom left. It's now like a shield with a halo icon above it. It used to just be the fist, I believe. Ooh, that's stuff. Interesting profiles. Yeah, it's because they're not going to remove everyone's custom. They're going to make you... Like, if you get reported, they'll remove it, but... I also do think this guy's already cheating. Just based off how he's acting. And that. So, what's interesting... so he got reported for cheating, but... he only got reported for the last round. I think it's very obvious right off the bat that he's cheating. And yet they only thought he toggled on at the very end. Let's watch a little bit more, and then we'll go to the very end to see when he got reported. Like, because this is very blatant. Like, he's looking right at them. He knows exactly where they are. But it wouldn't surprise me. I think he just loses enough gunfights that he eventually goes full toggle. Just waiting for the... Was that Valkyrie to jump out? Yeah, he just sits here. He's just staring at everyone. He knows where everyone is. He knows one's on his right, one's below, and one's at the left. But he doesn't want to be too obvious. Although I feel like that would be pretty obvious to me if I just got wallbang there. Hunt the Valkyrie now because Valkyrie, he knows is going to C4 from below. Well, Flores is down here too. I wonder if he's calling out to his team to be like, someone's below. That's why Flores went down. Or possibly Flores is queued with him. So I'm surprised. I'm going to go to the last round now. I'm very surprised that he's doing all of this, and again, he only got accused in round 9. Because this is very, very blatant. I honestly think it's because he loses so many gunfights here. That's crazy. Okay, so let's see what he does. Round 9. This is apparently his most obvious. He's got to go like full run outside, aimbot, kill everyone, right? Also, the fact that they went to round 9 with a blatant waller, kind of crazy. This guy's definitely also got the poor cheats. Yeah, that would definitely get me to report them there. But honestly, it doesn't feel like much has changed. He still feels like he's acting the exact same as before. It's just perhaps because we know he's cheating, it just looks more obvious. Oh. Like, I think he was doing this the whole time, he just wasn't getting the kills. He just kept dying. Okay. Oh, he actually gets an ace this round. What? He gets flashed, and then he kills Capital over here. Obviously, because he's walling, he can see where he is. That's kind of crazy stuff. And then he runs upstairs to get the ace. Or actually, no, he doesn't. He stays downstairs. Damn, I'm honestly surprised that he didn't get reported sooner. Like, the fact that they only realized in round 9 is kind of crazy, because I don't think he really did anything different. I think he's been cheating the exact same the entire time. Yeah, I'd say that's all the exact same. Quiet Leaf has got to be a streamer mode name. Surely it is, because it's the wrong capitalization. So he played against Saint Duty. This was the cheater. Still not banned. By the way, has a 3 KD in unranked and a 4 almost KD in quick match with a 95% win rate in unranked. And that is how many matches? 18 matches. I know how I said at the beginning that one guy probably shouldn't be banned for that high stats, but like, this is pretty high stats. 95% win rate and a 3 KD. Like, you should probably be getting banned for that. And then I don't know, I still don't know what the fuck that theme park person did to get banned. I'll ask Ubisoft. Hopefully they can tell me, but I wouldn't hold your breath, because, you know, I'm sure that stuff is private and they don't want people knowing why they're getting caught. I'll still ask. Weird day for cheaters though. The people we didn't think were cheating apparently were, and then everyone else was just blatantly cheating. But okay, that's it for Hacker Replay this week. So hackers still at large. Ubisoft, remember, Ubisoft did just last week release an anti-cheat patch. We faced no cheaters for 2 days in ranked. Oh no, we had one cheater in the 2 days. But everyone else is still facing cheaters like crazy, so nothing has changed.